Right then, here we go. Another video about production line. It's not an animated cat this time, it's just real life me. I'm recording this bit of it slightly differently because I wanted to show you something. So this is in a window behind my development stuff. Quite a few things have gone in. This first thing that I'm going to show you is kind of like a technical thing. I'm just going to load a game I was working on a minute ago, which is this one. Something that I've fixed, if I zoom out on a big lot, you'll see that this isn't as blocky as it used to be. It's all one tile, and I'll fix that soon. But it used to go all blocky, like I didn't have bitmaps on. And the reason for that is that all of the tiles were in a texture atlas, all of the floor tiles. And although I tried everything, all the sort of standard ways that you try and fix this with sort of guard bands and everything, I couldn't get it to look really crisp and really good. So basically I had to go back to each variant of floor tile being an actual discrete file. So there wasn't a texture atlas for that. There's an atlas for other stuff, but not for that. So you can't just draw the individual tiles because they could be in a kind of awkward pattern. That means you do too many texture swaps and it slows down the performance of the game massively. So I had to code a new system that basically sorts by texture for the floor tiles and just do them as a separate system. And I'll show you what I mean, and I'll do that using some software called NVIDIA Insight. So I'm just going to go back in here and start graphics debugging. Hopefully it'll work, hopefully you can see that. Actually I can put that there, can't I? Whoa! Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so this is the same game running under Insight, and you get these charts show you how many draw calls you're doing and stuff like that, which isn't very interesting for this purpose. But here you go. So if I move around and zoom in and out, you see all the charts move. Woo! So look, lots more busyness there than if I just like draw nothing. It's always reassuring to know that when you draw nothing, not much is actually drawn, because if your engine's shit, you can get that wrong. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a frame capture thing, which is something that's really cool. Turn that on and do this, and then hopefully it will still work. Yes, it does. Okay, so this is like a freeze frame of the game, and at the bottom here I've got something called a frame scrubber. Now if I do that, you'll see what it does. This is brilliant, and if you write your own engine, or you really care about performance and you don't know what a frame scrubber is and you don't know how to use it, then you really need to learn. So basically this is the start of the frame, and this is how I draw everything, and that's how the whole frame gets drawn, and this is the number of draw calls along the bottom there. This is really simple, a really simple frame. So you can see up here like the texture that I'm drawing. So what I'm doing at the start is drawing all of the textures that are the same, all the tiles that are the same there. That's all in one draw call. Then the next is all the ones that are from that image, and then from that one, and then that one there is really popular, which makes it really fast because I'm not actually doing that many draw calls. Then all of these bits of conveyor are individual tiles, so they're a bit of a pain. They involve quite a few draw calls. And then it goes into this like big texture atlas here that is most of the props, which is handy because it means I can draw quite a few of them in one go. The trouble is if something's animated, it's its own texture, or if it's a car, it's its own texture. So there's still quite a few, but there's nowhere near as many like that group there. All of them and them and all of them is all one draw call, so that's quite handy. So there's not that many draw calls. You can do loads of draw calls in a frame. That's an animated robot there, or person thing, isn't it? That's a robot thing, yeah. So anyway, that's what a single frame looks like in NVIDIA Insight. Maybe it's interesting, I don't know. I find these sort of things fascinating. So that's how I'm drawing. It's a sort of simple sort of top to bottom, back to front algorithm with hardly any memory allocation and a lot of optimizing. otherwise it wouldn't run fast. And it runs at 250 frames a second, so you know, that's not bad. Right, I'm going to stop that now, and I'm going to go back into the main game with the main way I do stuff. But basically that was a long-winded way of saying, look, the background tiles look smoother now. Right, I'm going to stop that. Right, here we go, I'm back, and this is the same save game. So I'm just going to sort of run through everything that's new. Blah 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 blah. Alright, yeah, so this is a new thing. If you zoom out, you get these little icons that show you where the cars are. And you might think, I can see where the cars are, but actually it can be quite difficult. If I look here, you can see it's only like the floor of the car, like the axles and the drive shaft. So like from here it's not that obvious. You can tell where these ones are. But I think that's quite handy because I can look here and I can immediately see that is where we're sort of blocked, and so's that. Now that's painting, which I haven't researched much of yet, so it's really slow, and I haven't split it up properly. And down here, what have I got here? I've got fitting the doors, where half the time I'm waiting for resources. That shows me that this little supply cache here isn't quite up to the job. I'm supposedly caching windows and doors and lights, but not fast enough. But anyway, so like this zoom out icon thing, I think that works really well. It makes it much easier to play the game. What else have I fixed? I've fixed loads of bugs, mildly. Oh, the speed controls are now sticky, so like you can actually tell what speed you're running at, rather than just having to guess. I did a lot of balancing stuff. Wages have doubled. I think rent then doubled as well. I've got some other balance stuff that I changed. Blah blah blah. Double cost of research facilities and power purchase costs are up. If I look here and see what I'm spending money on, yeah, power purchase. So the power costs are not insignificant. So if I can reduce that by researching power production and putting in my own generators, then I'll save a reasonable amount of money. That was too low. One of the other things is on research. If I go into research, it now tells you like more information. So, for example, if I was to research door specialization, it tells me that I get 3 new slots. So I get the door panel, the windows, and the wing mirror slots. So that's what you get with that. If I go to something that's more of a feature, like reversing camera, so new upgrade, reversing camera in fit boot. So I need the slot fit boot in order to do you call boot something else? Trunk in America, fit trunk. That tells you where to look for that upgrade. So if you haven't got that slot, then there's no point in doing that upgrade yet. This isn't the whole tech feed, it's just bits that are currently working. So that's in there. Also, there's some descriptions. So where's one that has that? Yeah, so there's a description there that comes up instead. I'm going to get to the big things in a minute. The game actually ends if you run out of money. You're bankrupt and the game ends. So that's good. Yeah, something I changed was to do with features. If I check, it used to have a massive big list of features on a car. Now, if I click on this car, I get features basic car, which is all it is. So it doesn't say basic wheels, basic door, basic whatever, because who cares? We assume your car will ship with doors and wheels. So you only list a feature now if it's something that's like a bonus. So what that means is if I look at the cars that I'm selling, I don't know if I'm looking at their features yet, but that's next on my list. Basically, there's nothing to brag about with weird. Why can't I? Oh, there we go. I'm basically selling just the basic car with no added stuff. I haven't researched any upgrades yet, so I'm not doing anything premium yet. So that's one thing that's changed, and it just makes the GUI much easier, and it makes the pricing make a lot more sense. Got a real kind of traffic jam here, and it should be obvious to see if I click on this. That takes 13.5 seconds to fit the doors, but most of the time it's waiting for resources. But look at what's behind it here, fitting the roof. That only takes 9 seconds. There's going to be a backlog anyway, even without waiting for resources. And the problem is the resources are coming from... Oh my god, they're coming from here. So they do this. Which is crazy. Now what I should do, actually... I'm getting sidetracked. I should do that. So in future, if I speed ahead a bit, yeah, because that is a shorter route, and at the moment, without doing any like process management, resources always go the shortest route. So hopefully, all the new resources for that come from there, and over time, if I click on this, the amount of time waiting for resources should go down. So it's already gone down actually, and now it's gone up and all over the place. Not making... Oh, it is making a bit of a difference. But what we really need to do is either have 2 of these, so we split here and go into 2. Oh, what shall I do? Our production will do. We should either split this into 2, or we should research the split of this, so we have door panels, and then windows, and then wing mirrors, and then things would flow a lot better. But actually, look, we have kind of cured it in that we've moved bottleneck here. And yeah, the logic behind this needs a bit of an upgrade actually, because more people should go this way clearly. Anyway, so the big thing that has changed, forget all this, the big thing that has changed is factory expansion. So I think I've already unlocked it. Factory expansion. I have. Yeah, I have unlocked that. So what that means is this is my factory, the kind of like light coloured thing. But there's various lots. There's one here, and there's one here that I can expand into. So if I click on one, this is Herbie's Auto Spares, so it's currently being rented by someone else, but I can take that over if I pay $8 per square metre per day, which is more than I'm currently paying. I currently pay $7 for where I am, and that comes with, you know, certain slots and certain size. This one is $9 per square metre. I think it makes it more interesting if you have to sort of do a sort of price comparison thing. And that one's $10 per square metre. So it's a decision, can I afford to take on this much extra spending? I am actually making a bit of a profit and my cash balance is leveled out. So hopefully it'll work that I can just expand. So now I can build stuff in here. I'll show you the editor in a minute. One of the other things that's changed is you'll notice that as well as having these that are potential slots to import resources, you now have these, which are potential slots to export finished cars, and I can't export anywhere other than one of these, and it'll automatically snap to that location, an export slot. So hopefully that explains in my layout why cars are going all the way down here and all the way down here to be exported here. It's the only export slot that made sense. If I bought this factory, I could have exported into those slots. So that's something new. Let me go to the main menu. Wow, must fix that. And I'll just show you the editor. So here's the editor where I can kind of like specify everything, and I can I'm going to make this part of the game if you want to play with it. So this is like where you start, and then I can I could create like an extra slot that you could add on there, and more import slots, export slots. Right, yeah. So then I can pick. There's a few graphics bugs here, isn't there? Oh, I haven't changed that. Damn. Yeah. Okay, I have a bug there. No big deal. But anyway, basically I've got an editor that sets these things. So that's the stuff that went in this week. I think that's quite a lot actually, isn't it? So I did the expansion and I did that whole like map mapping thing. I did loads of balancing. I did the search stuff. I did the zoom out things, changes to the speed control. Well, that's 7 days. That's not bad. Anyway, so this is production line. Oh, Christ. Still working on it, and I'm probably going to talk in the next week's video about the pricing of it and alpha access and stuff like that. I can't really decide what to do or decide how finished I want it to be before I let people sort of pre-order it and play the alpha. But I'll talk about that next week. So anyway, thanks for watching this. Please subscribe, etc., etc. I hope it was interesting.